Hello, everybody, and welcome to another episode of Inside Guns with your host, me, the Yankee Marshal. I want to go ahead and get into things today because I got a lot of things I want to cover here. Now, the first thing I want to cover is something that was brought up in one of my live chats by a regular viewer, Scorch. He said, did you hear about the case of the guy, I believe he's in Missouri, who got found guilty of being negligent on child support, behind on child support, delinquent, I guess would be the actual word. And he got a felony charge for that because it is a felony in Missouri, I guess, to not pay your child support. Well, because of this, he's being denied the right to buy guns because he was behind on child support. Well, this has gone through the court system here and it's made it to the Supreme Court. And the Supreme Court said, we don't want to deal with it. And they asked me, what do I think of this? What do I think about a person, just because they didn't pay their child support, they don't take care of the kids, not being allowed to exercise their constitutional rights? Now, first off, I think most people out there know that I'm someone that thinks the government should have no say in who owns a gun, what guns they own, etc., unless that person is actually incarcerated at the time. That's the only time the government should be able to deny you your constitutional rights as far as I'm concerned. So when it comes to denying people the right to buy a gun because they're a deadbeat parent, I kind of support it. I'm kind of okay with that. But not because I'm okay with a law that says if you commit this crime, you can't buy a gun, but because of what I always say about how people who are currently incarcerated shouldn't be able to exercise their rights. And I think deadbeat parents should be in prison. I think it's a heinous crime. I think not raising the children you made is one of the worst crimes a person can commit. Maybe I'm a little bit tainted on this because I have one of those parents. I have a father who, when you rarely do hear me talk about him, it isn't that positive because I don't think much of him. He never took much of an active role in my childhood, period. He's one of these people who had kids with his first wife, got a divorce, got remarried, had a kid with that wife, and then that was his family from then on. Those were his concerns. Everything else was back burner. And that is not fun when you're growing up. It's especially not fun watching other kids that he has getting everything he can possibly give them when you're struggling because your mother is poor and you're getting much nothing. So that's horrible for children. So if you're a deadbeat parent, and let's not pretend it's equal male and female, it's mostly men. And I know it's a lot of poor people who can't afford to pay, but that's a different circumstance. Believe me, there's a lot of people that can afford to pay, a lot of men that can afford to pay, or could at least be actively involved in their lives as a parent who don't because they're just like, I just made them. They're someone else's problem now. I show how big a man I am by having a bunch of babies with a bunch of different women. That's not showing you're a man. That's showing you're the exact opposite. You're an insecure little child. And in my opinion, you're a piece of subhuman filth. And I have no sympathy for you. So there are lots of people. My mother-in-law used to work for the division in Mississippi that dealt with people that were delinquent on child support. And she'll tell you, the vast majority of people she went after had the means to pay it, are stable enough people they could be involved in their children's lives. They just didn't want to. Like, fuck that bitch ex-wife. I'm not paying child support. I don't like them fucking kids. They're just like their one mother. You know, those kind of people. Fuck those people. Put them in prison. I'm fine with that. Now, people who can't afford to pay their child support, well, then see if they're being actively involved in their children's lives. Maybe give them a little leniency there. And if they're capable of being involved in their children's lives. If they're drug addicts or something, then they can't. And in those cases, that's when I believe that the government can do good. You know, I do believe in some social programs. A lot of social programs, actually, like police and fire department and water systems, etc. And one program I do believe would help is a program that would help families stay together. Because if you could help parents that had drug issues or were financially unstable, they didn't have an education, if you could help them get job training, get an education, get a good job so they can pay for their children, and so they're not stressed out all the time or strung out on drugs so they can be involved in their children's lives, that's an actual social program that would pay dividends in the long run tenfold over what it would cost, 100-fold over what it would cost. Because do you know how much better it would be for society if we had more kids coming from stable homes where their parents not only loved them, but were involved in their lives, had time to be involved in their lives, and were not financially burdened to the point where they couldn't? Or if they had two parents they knew loved them, they don't even have to be in the same home. But just knowing you have two loving parents who provide for you the things you need really makes a big difference for kids. And that breakdown of the family unit in this country has been a really negative thing on our society. And I'm not saying this in some bigoted, a man and a woman and 2.3 kids. 2 lesbian mothers are awesome. 2 gay dads, awesome. Straight mom, straight dad, awesome. All of those things are awesome. Having a parental couple that you know loves you and provides for you is so beneficial for a child. And it makes the end result of what they become so much better in almost every case. But unfortunately, so many kids don't have that these days. It seems to get rarer and rarer. I mean, I didn't have it either growing up, but I was more of the outsider when I was a kid. You know, most people had a mother and father at home. It's just I was one of the rare ones that didn't, and I know what it's like. So I have no sympathy for these people. They should be in jail. Like I say, if they are willingly neglecting their children, as far as I'm concerned, one of the greatest crimes you commit, they should be in jail. If they're trying, well, then we should give them assistance to be good parents because it pays off in the long run. So as far as the government saying, well, you can't buy a gun because you've committed that crime or you committed that crime, I don't agree with that at all. I've said that many times in my life. I don't even agree with background checks. I am a no compromise Second Amendment person, and that doesn't change just because I have personal animosity towards deadbeat parents. But I do believe that in a lot of cases, deadbeat parents shouldn't be buying guns because their asses should be rotting in jail. All right, everybody, now that we've talked about that cheery subject, I want to move on to my favorite part of the show, which is gun talk. And today I want to talk about a new gun that's come out, and it's another one of the Micro 9s, one of these tiny wonder guns. And it is the Beretta APX A1 Carry. Now, if you're not familiar with the APX line from Beretta, you're really doing yourself a disservice because these are very nice guns and they come in at a great price point. If you can get over the fact they kind of look like a Klingon's forehead, they're really nice looking, nice functioning guns. They are fully modular guns like the SIG P320s. So they have a lot of potential there to customize, do them however you like. And this new one is their small little micro 9mm carry version of the APX. Now this gun is very small. I'm going to read the numbers here because I didn't memorize them. It's about 4 inches tall, just a little over 5.5 inches long, and it's under 1 inch thick. So about 5.5 inches long, a little under 1 inch thick. I think that's plenty big. Anything bigger than that, that's just, showy. So I think, by my opinion, that's kind of a huge gun, but micro by some people's standards. So very small gun, holds between 7 rounds and 9 rounds, depending on which magazine you use, the extended or the flush. I would probably use the flush because it makes it smaller, but the extended gives you a couple extra rounds. And the gun itself is under 20 ounces, so it's a very small gun. And like I said, these are modular. You can take the little firing control unit out of them, replace the frame. If you're like me and you get a scratch on the polymer frame and you're like, oh no, now I got to sell the gun cheap and buy a new one. With these, you don't got to do that. You go, oh no, I toss this frame aside, buy another one for like $25 or whatever it is they cost. Don't ask me. I'm not really certain. I know they're not expensive, but I'm old. I'm out of touch, so I'm not sure how much they are right now, but they're cheap. Let's just say that. I think I remember I paid $25 or $30 for when I bought one. Because I bought one that was all black and then I put a green frame on it. So you can mix and match colors and everything too with these guns usually once they get rolling on the accessories. So awesome little gun as far, like I said, to get past that Klingon forehead looks. Good looking little gun, very versatile little gun, reliable gun. They shoot really well. They've got that Beretta quality behind them. They're not like they're some fly-by-night company. They're just awesome. They are cut for a red dot, like most of these little guns are nowadays. So that's a nice feature right there. It seems like that's getting to be more and more common on these guns, even the tiny guns. It's going to be soon where if a gun isn't cut for a red dot, it's like, who would want it, I think. But it's a really nice gun. And one of the best things about the APX line is they are inexpensive. You can get a lot of them for like $350, and you're not buying like a Sky. You're buying a Beretta, often compact full-size gun for like $350, $379. One of the best bargains in the gun industry as far as striker-fired polymer guns go. So, and then being modular on top of that, awesome. And this one, the new one, the A1, the MSRP is only $449. So I'm pretty sure once all the ruckus is over, you're going to see these at like $399 quite often. So awesome price on a gun like this. At the most, I think you'll see for them is like $420. $420. A lot of people will love that reference. But and that $420 and guns don't necessarily mix. You do both, but not at the same time if you can help it. Although I've never seen anyone smoke a joint and then go out on a crazy violence binge, so I'm not too worried about it. But getting back on topic here. Nice little gun, good price, nice features. It's just coming out from Beretta. If you're looking for a gun, a polymer framed, striker fired gun, and you like the idea of something being modular, but you're over the P320, do yourself a favor and check out the Beretta APX line, especially the new A1 carry. All right, everybody, now I want to move on and do our viewer EDC of the day. And today we have Alex Bestoso. And he sent me his pronunciation of his last name in the email, so I'm assuming he's okay with me saying his last name, which surprises me because Alex is carrying a Springfield Armory Emissary, their new 1911, which even though that is an awesome 1911, Springfield Armory makes some great 1911s, it clearly shows you that Alex is evil because he's buying from Springfield Armory. We all know only evil people buy from Springfield Armory. And that's just because I don't like the owner. So you all take that for what it's worth. But this is actually an awesome gun. And believe me, when I don't like somebody or a company, I don't tell people not to buy from them. I don't like fucking cancel culture. It's gross and it's tiresome. But I'm often the the other end of it, so that's one of the reasons I don't like it. But like I say, he's carrying the Springfield Armory Emissary, and he's carrying it in his Mitch Rosen holster. I never have been able to pronounce that guy's name. Is it Rosen? But very nice looking holster, very nice looking gun. And Alex is also one of those perfect examples of how a lot of times my viewers, when you look at them, could you honestly tell what was the front or the back of this picture? If it wasn't for the way the gun's oriented, if I had switched to the gun, would you be able to tell what's front and back on this picture? Poor guy has no ass. At first, I thought the back side was the front side, and I was like, wow, good for you. But then I realized that's just a cushion, and there's a guitar there also. So I realized the other side was the front, but, for secondary had me impressed. But I just wanted to show this today because, like I say, nice gun, nice setup. Another example of no ass, but other than that, really nice setup there. Our viewer EDC of the day is Alex Bestoso with his Springfield Armory Emissary 1911. All right, everybody, I want to move on here and end today's show. But before I go, I have a little bit of information I need to share here. As you know, we are doing the Werewolf Preparedness Silver Bullet giveaway over on my website, tympistolproject.com. There's a link in the upper corner of this video to go to it. At least if I remember to put it there. I don't think I remembered yesterday. But I will try to remember today. If you go over there, donate $5 or more to help Athena's Angels Animal Rescue. That's where the proceeds are going to go to. For every $5 you donate, you get an entry to win one of 5 silver bullets. It might end up being 6 now because I screwed up on what days I should be doing the drawing. Because I said I was going to do the drawing every 2 days, which I thought would have been yesterday, but I was wrong because I forget that I don't film these on the, whatever. So I might be doing 6 drawings now because I did one drawing early. But we did do our first drawing yesterday, and our winner was David Wind. David Wind, W-E-N-D-E. You are the winner of the first of the 5, now going to be 6, silver bullets. So get with me at shootingleftofcenter@gmail.com and give me your shipping address so I can get that shipped out right away, because you want to have this during the month of October. You definitely want to have it by the last week of October because, like I said, that is the biggest tourist season for werewolves. Werewolves from all over the world come here to celebrate the Halloween week, so you'll want to be prepared. So want to get those shipped out as soon as possible. And like I said, we'll be doing a drawing every 2 days. So everyone who donated from 5 p.m. yesterday to 5 p.m. tomorrow will be on the next drawing, which will be held tomorrow during the live chat. So if you want to see if you won, come on in. If not, I'll announce it on the next video, like I just did. That David Wind is our first winner. So if you are David Wind, get me your information. If you're just an animal lover out there who would like to help a worthy cause, go on over to my website, donate $5 or more. Get yourself an entry into the drawing for the silver bullets. And it's not really a drawing. It's more of a, I choose 5 people who deserve a little good karma for doing a good thing, donating to the thing. We draw them randomly, of course, but it's a good karma drawing, I like to call it. I don't want to call it anything else because they'll get all over me. But go over, donate. Maybe you'll receive one of the silver bullets. And like I said, it's that season, so you definitely need one, especially by the last week of October. And we're going to have all this done and all of them shipped by the 15th so that everyone will have those silver bullets by the end of October. So go over, get yourself registered. And if you're David Wynn, like I said, get with me with your shipping info. All right, everybody, that's our show for today. I hope you enjoyed it, and I hope you come back again tomorrow. Until then, I just want to sign off as usual by saying, as far as the state of the world today is concerned, it is what it is. It could be a lot worse, but it could be better. And if we as a community start to stand together, ignore the fearmongers, the profiteers, the fake activists, the people who want to pretend like they're fighting for the Second Amendment, when really all they're fighting for is to manipulate you through fear and anger so they can get your money. If we start ignoring those people and fighting smart and hard for our rights in this country and keeping level heads about us, what things will be for people who value the Second Amendment and freedom in general in the very near future is better.